Welcome back. You're watching our special episode of Tech Toys from Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. While the overarching theme of the entire conference this year was around 5G technology, but it of course stayed true to its core, that is smartphones. So here's a look at some of the flagships that you and I would be using probably in the coming year. At Mobile World Congress, it's of course raining smartphones, and we are right now at the LG booth. Last year we saw LG launch a handset which was in the modular space, but this year they went for a simple and a straightforward device, the LG G6, and guys, we might have a winner. Well, it's been a long time since we saw a neat flagship from the LG stable, and the G6 holds a lot of promise for the brand. First, let's take a closer look at the design. LG has ditched the modular sensibilities of the LG G5 from last year and instead opted for this metal and glass build. Despite being a big screen handset, the 5.7-inch G6 fits perfectly in your hands and has a 18:9 aspect ratio. The G6 packs in a 13-megapixel dual camera, which means that it's a combination of a normal and a wide lens that helps you capture a nice depth to give you a more professional-looking photograph. Having said that, LG has cut corners with a humble 5-megapixel selfie camera. And here's something I'd like to point out. One of G6's shooting modes is called Square Camera that lets you capture Instagram-ready photos, which means that you can click and view your photo gallery at the same time. It's a small but handy feature. Under its hood, the device also packs in a 3300 mAh battery and Qualcomm Snapdragon 821 processor. Now here's what will get the G6 brownie points. The handset is water and dust resistant, and it is one of the first few phones, apart from the Google Pixel, to pack in the Google Assistant. In terms of price, the G6 is expected to be marked at 49,999 rupees, putting it in the ring with Google Pixel and the iPhone 6s. You should be able to get your hands on this one by April in India. So that was the first look at LG's 2017 flagship, the LG G6. Of course, we will have to put it to test and probably stack it against one of Android leaders, maybe the Google Pixel. We are going to do that on Tech Toys in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for that. But as of now, let's move on to other smartphones at Mobile World Congress, and here's a look at some other devices. And at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, BlackBerry is out to prove a point. It has tied up with Chinese firm TCL Communication to unveil its latest creation, the BlackBerry Key 1. And the point it's trying to make, phones with keypads are not out of fashion. At first glance, this device looks solid yet stylish. Yes, even with that physical keyboard. It's got a 4.5-inch LCD display with Gorilla Glass 4, a 12-megapixel camera sensor, and runs on Android 7.1 out of the box. Yes, you heard that right. This is an Android device and is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 625 processor. Now I'll grant you on this one that this is not the latest processor, but in this instance, it has been paired up with a 3505 mAh battery, and that should last you most of the day. Now I have to say, even after years of using a touchscreen, the purist in me kind of enjoyed playing around with this keyboard. Now let's talk money. This device has been priced at $549, and that makes it cheaper than its predecessor, the BlackBerry Priv. But there's still that big question that can't be ignored. Do you really need a keyboard in 2017? Well, I'll leave that decision up to you. Now it's time to put the spotlight on the smartphone inside a glass case. Because making handsets accessible for industry analysts and journalists at the Mobile World Congress is too mainstream. Nonetheless, here's a look at the brand new mirror finish Xperia XZ Premium. Though we didn't get a chance to play around with it, I can only imagine those ugly fingerprint marks on this bling beauty. But on the inside, this is a beast with a Snapdragon 835 processor, which is the latest in the industry, 4 GB of RAM and a 5.5-inch 4K display. Much like most Sony devices, this too is water and dust resistant. But here's the best part. Sony's 90-megapixel motion-eyes smartphone camera, which can record 960 frames per second slow motion video, which is almost 4 times slower than smartphone cameras available in the market today. We don't have an update on the India release date or price just yet. Let's move on to Chinese handset maker Gionee's booth that took the MWC stage to launch its A-series smartphones, Gionee A1 and A1 Plus. Now, the company claims that the A-series will let users enjoy a longer battery life with a 4010 mAh battery on the A1 and a 4550 mAh battery on the A1 Plus. Apart from that, here are the headlines for these handsets. Gionee A1 sports a 16-megapixel front camera, while the taller A1 Plus has a 20-megapixel front camera. So Gionee too is looking to capture the selfie-loving market.
Of course, if you come to the camera, actually we are par, with the computers. So I think with this phone, I think the A1, in your hand, if you try experience, you found the difference.
Okay, and the strategy continues to remain to be offline. You're not targeting the online market, especially in India.
I think globally it's the same strategy. We are in the online, but the online price should match the offline price. So this, I think, is our principle.
Okay, and so you're not going to go on those exclusive flash sales and have those online sales?
Never do that.
Though we don't have an official word on the India price, the A1 should cost you 25,000 rupees and the A1 Plus would cost you roughly around 35,000 rupees. That was just a glimpse at some of the handsets that you're going to see in 2017. But don't go anywhere because we've got lots lined up for you on the other side. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one.